Welcome to Test Security Training for Technology Staff. This is intended for HERN ISD technology staff for spring 2022. A quick overview of our testing system and what has already happened in HERN ISD this year. Please know that all tests are in the new Cambium system. Cambium is the new state testing vendor TEA has partnered with for 2021-2022. It is no longer ETS or Pearson as it has been in the past, but Cambium is hosting our online testing platform. This includes testing for STAR in grades 3 through 8, including STAR EOC at the high school level, interim assessments, which we do sometimes offer in HERN ISD, STAR Alt 2 for our special populations, TELPAS and TELPAS Alternate for our students who are identified as English as second language learners or as emergent bilingual students, as well as a few other optional testing administrations that we may participate in. All STAR tests are offered online for all students. And in HERN ISD, greater than 95% of our testers are online. And really, I'd probably call it 98 or 99%. We will be very close to completely 100% online testing probably next year. So far, we've already completed high school EOC English tests. This was in April of 2022. That was this month. High school EOC tests will continue in May 2022, as well as 3 through 8 STAR testing at HERN Junior High and HERN Elementary in May of 2022. We've also already completed TELPAS online testing for reading, listening, and speaking, and STAR Alternate 2 and TELPAS Alternate have also been completed at HERN Junior High and HERN High School. There are 2 students remaining at HERN Elementary at this time, but those will be finished by the end of this week. TELPAS Alternate and STAR Alt 2 are assessments that only require teacher input from teacher computers. No student computer is needed for those assessments. For TELPAS, STAR, and high school EOCs, students will access those tests through their computers. So what are the responsibilities of technology staff on testing days? In general, technology staff must assure that our network infrastructure can meet the minimum system requirements, which we've already ensured that is the case. Be familiar with the technology documents accessible from the Texas Assessment Secure Browser webpage. There are hardware and software requirements which we already meet. Ensure we're following instructions regarding firewalls, content filters, caching software, and other technical and system requirements, which we are currently meeting. Confirm testing is secure if testing via wireless network, which we already do with our current network infrastructure. But also please be available for assistance before and during test sessions. Common troubleshooting that you may be asked to help with on test days, that includes the following. These are the most common issues we have encountered so far this year. I have been able to handle most of the technology support for our testing campuses, but May 2022 will be the first test administration in this new system where all campuses will be testing in the same week. So you may be called on to help support in these sorts of scenarios. When students log in through the secure testing browser, if they're having troubles logging in, confirm they're using just their first name and the TSDS ID number that is printed on their student test ticket, which they will have on testing days. What often happens is a student tries to enter in their first and last name when the system asks only for their first name exactly as it is printed on the test ticket that they will be provided. Confirm the test session ID is being typed correctly, which the test administrator or teacher will have in the classroom. The most common issue has been typing in capital O versus using a 0 in those test session IDs or vice versa. Confirm all of the programs or apps have been quit or closed on the testing device. This has only been an issue when testing on Windows PCs, such as the desktop computers in our computer labs. Microsoft Edge tasks tend to interrupt the testing process and the secure testing browser. This can be worked around by opening the task manager with Control-Shift-Escape and killing the Microsoft Edge processes. Sometimes the student accesses the wrong program. In the past, we have used TestNav for testing and still do for certain testing, but all STAR and EOC testing happens in what is called the secure test browser, not TestNav. So please ensure the student is accessing the correct program before offering additional levels of support. All assessment instruments, including what is accessed through the secure testing browser, are considered secure materials, and the contents of these tests, including student information used or obtained in their administration, are confidential. Each person participating in the student assessment program, which includes our technology support staff, is required to maintain and preserve the security and confidentiality of all test material and student data. This could include ensuring that no person views, reveals, or discusses the contents of an online assessment before, during, or after a test administration, unless you are specifically authorized to do so, which is a very rare case. No person may duplicate, print, record, or write notes about or capture electronically or by any other means any portion of secure assessment instrument, paper or online, without prior approval from TEA, which again is a very rare circumstance. So what are your key actions? I would advise you to never be the only adult in a testing room. There must be a trained test administrator, which is normally the classroom teachers, in the room at all times. All cell phones and electronic devices must be silenced and not visible when in a testing room. If you see me in the hallways offering support on testing days, you'll see that I often make sure I have my phone silenced and put away. I do keep my phone on me since I'm supporting all campuses and I may need to be contacted at any given time. But if I'm ever in a testing room, I do not ever put myself in a position to even have a question of whether I was compromising test security by accessing an electronic device for communications or recording purposes. So just don't have those devices out and ensure they're silenced if you are ever offering support in a testing room. The most common technology testing irregularities are if we discover the most recent version of an app was not downloaded, like the secure testing browser. This is a quick fix. You can log in and update the Chrome OS browser, and normally that is a quick fix in 5 to 10 minutes. If we can't just swap out the device with an extra on campus that day. Sometimes if the actual campus staff or the test administrator in the classroom failed to review devices and how they were being used on testing days, students find ways to work around the secure browser, or they don't open the appropriate program and access materials they aren't supposed to be accessing during a testing day, which is any material other than the actual test. So this would not be a fault of yours most of the time, but if you see that this sort of situation is happening in a testing room, that is something that would be an irregularity and would need to be reported to the appropriate authority on test days. So how do you report these testing irregularities? Again, each person participating in the program, the assessment program, which includes our technology support staff, is directly responsible for reporting immediately any violation or suspected violation. I'm going to repeat that. Any violation or suspected violation of test security or confidentiality. So if you're not sure if it's a violation, ask. You are required to report these suspected violations. Notify the campus test coordinator and district test coordinator immediately to report any suspected violations of test security or confidentiality. The district coordinator is myself, Jay Lander. The Hearn High School coordinator is Dr. Jordan, the AP at Hearn High School. The Hearn Junior High coordinator is Miss Livia Chandler Davis. Miss Davis is the academic advisor, among other roles at Hearn Junior High. And the Hearn Elementary School coordinator is Miss Brenda Maria, one of the APs on that campus. Now that you've completed training, you are required to read, initial, and sign the oath of test security and confidentiality. This oath is renewed every year, so you can expect to sign the same oath again next year. I am attempting to migrate these to an online oath to collect digital signatures. Many schools have already done that. This is my transition year since it's my first year in the district. Next year, I hope to have these fully online. But for now, please click the link in the slide deck that has been provided to you to download the copy in Google Drive. Download a local copy to your machine. You can digitally sign it if you have access to a signature pad or a touchscreen computer. You can print and scan a signed and completed copy and return it to me via email, but either of those is acceptable, but please return it to me via email. I do not care to keep track of a paper copy. So if you create a paper copy to scan in and return to me, you can keep the paper copy for your own records or destroy it. That is your choice. All I want is a digital scanned and completed copy that I will keep in my digital files. And I am required to maintain these files for 5 years following the test administration. If you have any questions at all, please contact me. My email is on the screen. You can call or text 979-286-0325. That goes straight to my work cell phone. So call or text that anytime. You can also check me out on Twitter or LinkedIn. If you're ever looking for other ways to network or ask questions, check those out as well. Thank you for attending this training today. I hope this didn't take too much of your time and that it was informational in nature. If you have any questions about the training materials or about the oath before you complete it, please contact me directly. Thank you.